Here, everything's fine. Welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills Tournament. We have got some fun action coming here to you tonight from the top of Shinra headquarters in Midgar. It is LurkingAssassin versus Rufus. And I'm Vol'jin here tonight with Sigma. We're going to bring you the action. Sigma, how are you doing, man?
Oh, hello there. How's it going?
Good.
Good. I like that dramatic pause at the start. That really set the tone, you know?
Yeah, that's a new strat I came up with for commentary. It's called forgetting to set your push to talk properly.
Nice, dude. I should try that sometime. Hang on one sec. Is it working?
I can hear you.
Shoot, okay. Messed it up. We'll try it next time.
Alright, better luck next time. So hey, this matchup.
Yeah. We got Rufus against Lurking. They're on this bracket. 47 against 50. Winner's gonna go up against Smashy, so well, that's spooky, but you know, for the first thing is to win this match.
Really?
You okay?
I thought we were doing the FF7 memes, and you're just gonna bust out Strider here. Are you kidding me?
I mean, when is not a good time for Strider memes, right? Besides, the FF7 memes are on the other screen, so
Okay.
Now we're here, so we can go to FF7.
Alright, let's go.
So you can see that LurkingAssassin is able to beat Rufus with only 4 grenades, but unfortunately the Rufus he's facing here is not the president of the Shinra Electric Company, but in fact an Ori speedrunner, and he takes more than just 4 grenades to defeat.
That's true, and I'm not sure if this particular Rufus comes with his own dog who casts barrier on him, but if he does, that could be a potential annoyance for Lurking in this race, as it will probably make it harder for him to deal damage against his PB.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we can tie this in. If you look at that radar graph down in the bottom left there, you can see that Rufus's mid-game tends to pull ahead of Lurking's. This is using the average stats from their group stage radiuses. So basically, Lurking's going to have to get that dog down in the early game, because if Rufus has that barrier going into the mid-game, he's just going to pull way too far ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright. I think we're playing the video game now, which is good. Save us from ourselves. We can talk about this instead of whatever those noises we were making were. We will mention that the average race times for both of these runners in the group stage were actually very similar, so this could potentially be a pretty close race. Lurking does have a slightly better PB. Actually, it's a little bit better than what was reflected on our overlays as well, but that's all of no matter. What really matters is the play here as they go through the game, and as we're starting, apparently Rufus has managed to accomplish a 1-jump lead along the way here. That might be that barrier that you were referring to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had the dog to help him out at the start, so gets that extra little boost there. But really, that's just the prologue skip. It's just terrible in a race when you're trying to do a fast prologue skip, and then you just hit escape a little bit too early, and then suddenly you're like, oh no, I have to hit escape again. And then suddenly half a second is gone, and you have what we see here. Slightly desynced sign cutscene. Boom, boom.
Well, you know, it's actually funny. There's this little minor thing about how most runners look at their times and do the prologue skip. They usually just like look at the timer specifically until it says 3 seconds and then press the button. Lurking missing 1 shot there on his Frankie, so taking a few extra seconds there. He might not be feeling, you know, braver than Rufus here, and that was kind of a stretch. Okay, anyway, I'll go back to the timer thing. Most runners are waiting for 3 seconds on their timer to do it, but in a lot of cases with these races, the runners are either not looking at their timer, or they have it in like an inconvenient place, or just because it's different because they're using our race layout, they might, you know, kind of be thrown off a little bit.
Yeah, or worst of all, they're joined into SRL through live split, and then live split starts when the race starts, not when you actually start the game, and then it's just all off. That's a true nightmare.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fortunately, it won't really be that big of a difference. Lurking definitely has plenty of opportunities to catch up here. Rufus looks like he got through his damage boost pretty cleanly. Lurking had to just pause for just a moment there to make sure he didn't get killed by the slime, but I think they're both going to get 1 HP deaths, and that is the case. So they'll both be on their way to the health cell here. Rufus's game has been picking up pretty quickly since he kind of came back from a pretty long hiatus between last tournament and this one.
Yeah, he definitely, you know, had a couple of rougher runs earlier on in the group stage, but he's clearly playing really well right here, and he's looking to take this one down. And he has his barrier up now with that 4th health cell, so definitely feeling good about this. Race. Wait, what? What game is this?
I think that this is Strider.
Oh, okay.
Pretty soon they're going to go up to a wall and just turn back and forth and get through it.
Well, they just went through that bramble wall. Look, Lurking went straight through that bramble wall. How does that even work? He didn't even pause buffer.
I have the Blue Dragon music stuck in my head now, so... Anyway, we're coming into wall jump. We might actually at some point talk about this race for real, but for now, it's pretty close. Both runners tracking possibly a little... No, tracking with their best wall jump times in the tournament so far pretty well, so that's good to see. Rufus coming in a few seconds under that previous time, and Lurking coming in just like 1 second above. So good paces for both. Lurking, of course, has improved a lot lately, and he's been kind of hitting that wall that I think a lot of runners hit when they get to that maybe the 32 to 34 range. It hits different runners at different times, but you know, he's been hitting that wall, and so he's kind of been a little bit frustrated with the game lately, I think. We'll see how that pans out in this race for him.
Yeah, it's around kind of those lower times where you stop being able to PB just by doing runs and doing more runs, where you really have to start to grind down on the practice for at least a little bit of segmented practice of splits. Nice dodges on those slimes from Lurking there. He didn't get quite the slime manipulation he wanted to, but he had a nice pause and then still only took 1 damage there, so that's good to see.
Yeah,
now Rufus he got an extra hit. So we'll see if he opts for the Terra save. He's gonna both take the health and place the save. So
yeah, those are good
plays.
plays.
A little slow. Let's Lurking catch up a little bit, but Rufus still has that lead. Ooh, and Lurking gets hit as well, and we'll save right after. So, oh my gosh, these guys are getting beat up a little bit.
Yeah, and that Terra save is becoming a fan favorite. It's just a great little play to make. Where actually Lurking caught up just in that not having as many brambles left there, and Rufus just getting a little bit trolled by some of the slime. So now it's dead even again.
Yeah. I think Lurking took Rekindle there, if I saw it correctly, and Rufus going with Magnet. Rufus was 40 experience away. I think Lurking might have been at... I wanted to say 34, but then he flashed his UI on, and it looked nothing like 34 to me, so now I have no idea.
I thought I saw his circle being a little emptier than Rufus's, but I certainly...
Oh. He also has Magnet, so I'm actually crazy. He didn't lower Rekindle at all. Okay.
Well, perfect. He's fine then. Oh, goodness, okay. He really wanted that save, and that's actually kind of a dangerous thing sometimes if you want to go for that safety strat that's not one of your normal strats, possibly. Now, in fairness, I don't know whether Lurking normally does that save or not, but if you're trying to go for one of those safety strats and you just, like, it throws off your movement just a little bit, you might accidentally mess up and kill yourself instead of getting the safety.
Yeah, that's for sure. And those platforms in and around that spike pit are pretty awkward for placing saves. They're a little bit too short to do it without stopping, so it can be a bit annoying. And the good news is Lurking was outside of the area where the main platforms are loaded when he was placing that save, so his kind of jump back and forth there won't mess with his platform cycles.
Speaking of his platform cyclers, he did go for the reload on the top platform. There was Rufus dodging some shots from that slime. That was kind of unexpected. But Rufus did not go for the reload. Lurking did, and they still ended up getting the exact same platform timing. So Lurking is very slightly ahead right now, just due to the difference in these platforms. But it's only about 1 second tops. So not a big difference yet.
Yeah, and looks like both runners managing to make the platform cycle in the dash room. That's pretty much one of the few things that you can really speed yourself up on, is just manipulating that cycle well and still making it, since a lot of this is an auto scroller. Rufus is going for the orb drop on the earlier platform. Lurking did the safer strat where he blocks the laser, but I think Lurking might still barely be ahead, or did this actually...
it's a lead change.
Oh man,
by half a second. Oh my goodness, and we do see now that Rufus is a little bit closer to leveling up than Lurking is, so still fine though. They're both at a good position. Menuing a little bit faster for Rufus maybe, but they both get their cutscene skips, so they're pretty much tied.
oh man. Both coming into the dash tree at pretty much the same time here. Rufus, of course, will level up slightly faster at the end of the ground block, but that's just a matter of less than a second. Oh, flubs his first dash glide, so, well, there you go.
There's that lead change. But not by much, and oh, well, there's the dash glide for Lurking, so now, again, Rufus is maybe
the jump pad.
Oh no, Rufus can't get this jump here.
No, climbing the rock. Oh my gosh, jumping over the spikes.
Oh, the dash glides, dude. The dash glides right now are ruining both of them. Rufus missed the one away from the tree. Lurking missed one just there. Now Rufus finally comes away with a net slight gain, maybe a second ahead. One froggy up, so actually maybe 2 seconds.
I didn't know these guys had an agreement to make our stats folks work a little bit harder with the lead change flipping back and forth constantly, but apparently that's what's going on right now.
Well, you said it, because they ended up tied here again. Oh, but Rufus gets the better jump. So... Oh man, now we're into the death gauntlet. Rufus looked like he maybe tried to dunk his Frankie, but he didn't get it, but he still got under it. Lurking did dunk the Frankie, and he was safe there. Neither one going for the death glide. Now they're just shooting the brambles. And Rufus, despite having the, I believe he's on controller using shot pacing, but he's still able to get through those brambles quickly.
Yep. Lurking will place a save up at the top there. I'm not sure if Rufus saved after the energy, but I may have just missed it.
I also
he's not too much danger left at this point. He's going for his grotto cycle. He does not quite get the ramp up, but Lurking does, so he's got that 8-second advantage coming out of that.
Yeah, that's the first like significant lead of the entire race, thanks to the 8 seconds from making that cycle. Rufus was going for it, but he just couldn't get those precisely timed wall jumps and dash to get in there. That said, Lurking able to do his ghost door very cleanly, and Rufus will come in right behind him. So 8 seconds, not that huge of a time span in Ori in the Blind Forest, but certainly going to feel nice compared to the fractions of a second they've been running with so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh god, Rufus. Okay.
Just a little bit scary. Both runners going for the blind movement here at the double jump. If all goes well, they'll already be jumping to the left wall by the time it catches up. Lurking made it to the right wall, so that's pretty good. Still a time save for not doing it, of course. And we'll see how Rufus's goes. He didn't get dunked into the water, so good blind movement out of Rufus as well, saving maybe a second or half a second on Lurking there, and then missing a jump at the top of the wall, so never mind.
Yep, well, not a huge mistake or anything, and definitely not eating the spikes is the big thing there. But he's still keeping basically pace with Lurking. Missing another dash glide there. That might be one of those stories coming up in this race. Lurking able to get what appeared to be a second try grotto skip, and here goes Rufus's as he comes in and gets it first try, so saving just a few seconds over Lurking by managing to get that trick a little more cleanly.
Yeah, a little bit of a faster save and rekindle off this Falling Rocks cutscene as well. So Rufus is making up little bits of time here and there, but Lurking's still maintaining a lead since that grotto cycle. I think it's probably less than 8 seconds now, but man, this is quite something. These guys have been basically hand in hand for this entire the game.
Yeah, I mean, both of these runners are incredibly experienced speedrunners. Rufus, of course, has been with Ori specifically for quite a long time, at least, what I want to say, 1.5 years now. And, oh yeah, in fact, he learned it with the 12-hour challenge last year, right? But, you know, he's pretty experienced, and he's also a very experienced speedrunner of other games. Oh, he is going for this extra health cell. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he did this in his previous races. He probably did, and I just don't remember.
It's hard to keep track of everything, but yeah, this health cell gives you, 5 health that you're going to need eventually anyways. And, well, he had a bit of trouble with the jumps, so it's going to lose him a little bit of time, but if it goes smoothly, it's the same time to get that cell as many of the other options later on, like the one in the spider area and stuff like that. So he'll have higher health going through Ginso, which makes the health manipulation for the intentional deaths different, but not slower, really. So he'll have that it definitely gives Lurking a bit more of a lead for now, but Lurking will need to pick up some health later to match that, so it's not entirely an advantage for Lurking.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing for Rufus out of that is just not being able to cleanly get those jumps up those walls. But it could still pay off for him if Lurking has just a rough time in Ginzo somewhere along the way, or say bonked one of these spinners, but he manages to avoid doing that. So those are 2 damage apiece, but fortunately no damage for Lurking as he's entering the Ginzo tree. He's going to skip this last cutscene here right before. Rufus is still pretty close behind there, obviously taking a few extra seconds of loss from having to go pick up that cell, as you mentioned, but he will be coming to the Ginzo door pretty soon and probably getting in just over 13 minutes. Lurking is getting in at about 12:51.
Yep, so he should be feeling pretty good about that, and that's pretty far ahead of his best Ginzo entry time in the tournament so far. Rufus as well is, a good 40 seconds ahead of his best tournament time. So both of these guys want out all the stops for this bracket stage here. They want to stay alive in the tournament, and they're fighting for it right now.
Yeah, and both of them have been working hard on the game. Lurking, of course, has been grinding, and he's got that, I believe, 33 PB as of sometime last week, I want to say. And Rufus, I believe, just PB'd either yesterday or earlier today with a 35. So both doing a very good job in this race so far. No major mistakes really to speak of. And just the one major difference maker so far has been there's an unfortunate mistake from Rufus, taking a fall and having to redo part of this gamer room. I guess you could consider that a commentator's curse, but Rufus can't hear me, so la la la.
Oh my gosh.
No. Oh no.
That 5th health is coming in big because he's taken a lot of damage from these gamers now. I think he's either at 1 or 2, and a death here really, really hurts, but he is through this time. He'll be able to pick up this health and probably make a save up here as he heads towards the portal room. So he's through that part, gladly not having to go back to those gamers. And another dash glide kind of failing there. Okay, the spider shot did not follow him through. It's always scary.
Alright, LurkingAssassin's working on his mini-boss right now. He's just getting a little bit messed up by these spawns. Some of them have been on the middle platform, and he hasn't quite been out of range to prevent it from despawning, but now he does make it through. So he lost a little bit of time there. That'll give Rufus some opportunity to make up the time that he lost in the gamer room if he's able to have a clean mini-boss. But of course, he's on controller. He'll be pacing shots. He won't get to take advantage of that scroll wheel shooting. So we'll see whether or not that helps him out. Yet another missed dash glide from him. That seems to just be his bugaboo today. It's just causing him a lot of issues.
Yeah, they can definitely come and go. Sometimes you're just a little off on the inputs. It's just like, why isn't any of this working? So Lurking's going to grab Bash now. He grabbed Dash a while ago, but he's got the other Ash skill. He's going to be I don't know where I was going with that, but now he's got Bash and he's carrying on.
Oh gosh. Sometimes, Sigma, I think that we should just be banned. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
not wrong.
Well, Rufus is continuing up towards the Bash tree, following in Lurking's footsteps, as Lurking is working on the keystone duplication now, and hopefully will not be having any mishaps to speak of. No, in fact, he will not have any mishaps. There you go. Yeah, I don't believe in commentators' curses. You can't stop me.
Not even hopefully. He's nailing it. Oh, good God. It's all over, dude. He missed his key, dude.
I'm telling you, I don't believe in commentators' curses.
Oh, man. Well,
it's not my fault if he makes the mistake. I'm not the one doing it. Oh,
the
gosh,
barrier's down.
That's rough,
Wait,
though.
no, he's the guy who wants the barrier to be down. Shit. I even messed up for me.
Well, he does get its second attempt, and Rufus is fast approaching from behind, but will still have to do his duplication. Lurking, of course, the keystone duplication requires you to do 2 trips through this section. So Lurking is working on his second trip, while Rufus is still working on his first. So although they are in the same spots right now, they're actually separated by more than it seems like. And Rufus is going for the nudge into the spot, and he does get it first try. So that's a good time save compared to Lurking, and helps make up for some of those deficits that came from earlier in the Ginzo tree.
Yeah, that's going to be nice for him, managing to catch up sometime here. Definitely still a pretty nice lead for Lurking at the moment, but that can turn around quite quickly. We're coming up on Swamp Entry. And this trick, well, it can infinite people for quite some time. I don't think Lurking's going to have too much trouble with it, but, you know, maybe 1 or 2 dunks on the frog, and that can be more room for Rufus to catch up.
Well, certainly going to hope not, just for the sake of the runners, but yeah, you really never know. This trick is one of the, you know, most precise, demanding kind of tricks in the run, just because there's a whole bunch of bashing involved, and, you know, bashing is complicated and requires analog angles, so it can be very easy to mess something like that up. But hopefully he will not have any issues. Rufus, of course, may be hoping that he will to have that opportunity. But here he goes. He's going to start and place safety save before, always a good choice, and now he's working on the Swamp Entry.
Nice. He got the frog past the scary part, so he can't dunk it anymore. And he's going to be going with the single bash method. Frog will shoot through the platform once because it's a big jerk. Now he's going to try to set up the shot so that he can get up through into Swamp. Setup looks pretty nice, and he'll be in there first try. So no opportunity for Rufus to catch up, but let's watch him go through this Swamp Entry. He's juggling his frog into position now, and we'll place a save. That's a pretty interesting time to save after you've juggled the frog over, but I mean, why not? You have the energy, and you didn't have to slow down to place it. Also gets 1 shot phasing through, so the frog, you know, might be mean, but it's fair. Oh, a bit of a low shot there for Rufus, so he's got to do the setup again, and that second one looks good, so he's in as well. Both runners doing pretty well on that Swamp Entry. That was nice.
Yeah, very nice job by both runners. Not basically not allowing there to be a big shift in the deficit right now because of that specific trick. However, unfortunately for Rufus, just meaning that he is still behind by about the same amount. Lurking, on the other hand, going to be glad about that, and he's going to head out of Swamp now and begin his path back to the kind of main section of the map. And we're going to see some more precise stuff, starting with the Kuro cutscene skip in just a moment, as well as this preceding that, this awkward manipulation of this frog to pick up an ability cell that we really need for this route that we're doing.
Yeah, and the frog makes a whole bunch of noise during this trick, so for this we call him Ringo the Frog. He's just pounding away on these rocks, and it's a funny sound bug.
We can't actually hear it, I guess. At the moment, I'm not sure, actually. No, we can't hear it, but the stream probably hears it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. Anyway, Kuro cutscene skip. Easy.
No problem.
That's all I gotta say.
There's not even any cutscene there. Rufus going into his frog manipulation now. He's gonna toss that frog up there and gets up to the cell. Nice job. So Lurking took a bit of a detour to grab a 5th health cell above the spider area. This is one we were talking about earlier when Rufus went into the energy door and got one. Oh, looks like Rufus missed the Kuro cutscene skip, so he's going to have to sit here and watch this. That's a bit of a time loss that he didn't really need right now. That's going to give Lurking more of a, you know, comfortable lead heading towards Valley. But Valley's not the most comfortable place. There's a lot of spikes in it. So he won't be, you know, too comfortable, right? Help me, help me.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like you deserve it. Okay. I mean, I deserve it too. In fairness, let's be real. Well, cutscene skip, spirit tree, dash glide over the thing, learn the things. Lurking's on his way, making his way into that, and he will be taking some damage from some birds, which actually is a thing that he specifically does not want to do. Hopefully not taking any more, as Rufus will be getting to the charge flame tree and doing the same save anywhere to set up for the spirit tree cutscene skip as well. But now we're going to get into some of the most challenging parts of the run in Valley, and 2 of the biggest tricks coming up very soon.
Yeah, the one good thing about that damage Lurking took is his limit break is built now, so he'll have that ready for Suro Pass.
Which one is he going to use?
Well, he only used 1 Braver so far as I'm aware, so I don't think he has Cross Slash unlocked yet.
Okay, so more Braver, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you do have to be a fair bit braver to be going for some of these tricks in this run, like fast stompless. Lurking is working on that right now. Just fired his shot off, takes the damage boost there, but looks good. And there it is. He manages to succeed and pulls off fast stompless, and he will be moving on.
Yeah, one might say bravely dashing into those spikes. Meanwhile,
yeah, that's the joke. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so retiring that one, we've got Rufus heading into his approach through Valley as well. We'll see how he manages this section, grabbing that bird stomp cell real quick, and now going for fast stompless. So he's got to aim the shot. He's got to rush over. He's got a 54.2% success rate, and that shot looks pretty nice to me. So as long as he makes it to the cell, okay, this should be good.
And it is. Excellent. Nice. As Lurking is about to begin his Sorrow Bash, so they're separated just by this cutscene period, which is of course longer than it looks, especially with the rocket jump in the middle, which is also longer than it looks. But Lurking is heading into Sorrow and opts to take an intentional bit of damage in the spike neck, but does get in first try. So he's at 1 HP, and we'll see if he opts to throw down a save to get some of that back. Ooh, that frog is terrifying, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, he's not saving yet. I think he'll probably save up top before heading through the spike cave. That seems to be a pretty common play, and he has 2 energy left, so that's what he's gonna do. And then he'll be over to get charge jump. So really nice Sorrow from Lurking there. Not really much room for Rufus to catch up time. Rufus just basically has to play as fast as he can and hope for mistakes later on from Lurking. But so far, Lurking really not giving him much of an opportunity.
Rufus having a very nice first try Sorrow Bash, even recovered with a cool charge dash on one of his birds to fix up a slightly bad position, and now he's into Sorrow and is dashing across there just to get back his glide, or his double jump, that is, be able to recover it from the wind, and he's heading up all the way to the top, and he'll be falling to the charge jump tree. A little bit of a high five from our 2 runners, so they're passing through the same area, but Lurking setting up his Terror Break while Rufus is doing the Ghost Door to get into charge jump.
And that was a no save on the spike cave from Rufus as well, so I was holding my breath a little bit during all of that, but he did not touch the spooky spike, and he made it to charge jump, so, you know, saving a little bit of time there. I'm not sure if he always skips that save, or if it was just kind of like, I know I'm behind, you know, if I die here anyways, I'm losing time, so let's just try to get the Ghost Door time save in. Nice movement out of charge jump as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think it's been a pattern with Rufus today. He has been showing there are a lot of places where a lot of runners will throw down safety saves, and he just feels fine not doing it. Now, slightly slower movement to set up that menu for the Save Anywhere, as he had to move his cursor from all the way at the top there on controller, but otherwise a good, well-executed Terror Break from him, and he'll be ascending to the Sunstone, as Lurking will be descending another high five on his way out of Sorrow to reach the Misty Woods.
Yep, so both runners will have pretty similar stats heading into Misty, 5 energy, 5 health. It's fairly comfortable. You can take a spike hit, and then you can save and take another spike hit, but you really don't want to take that many spike hits. They're not fun. We're past the part of the game where Lurking wants to build Limit Break, and he's just going to be trying to maintain high health for the rest of the run in case he gets, you know, some bad RNG.
Yeah, and he grabbed that shot while it was right above the spikes, which usually is a recipe for damage, but he managed to avoid taking the damage. Manage and damage sound very similar. I don't know why I thought of that, but now he's going to drop a safety save after picking up that keystone, and he will be safe for the remainder of this first half of Misty. So that's pretty good for Lurking. Of course, he could still take a death here, just, I mean, safe as far as he won't go all the way back to Sunstone, which Rufus has collected and he has left behind now. So that would be, as you might guess, a real bad time for Lurking.
Yeah, Rufus took a short death leaving Sorrow. He stomped directly into the laser coming down from Sunstone, but since you're saved at Sunstone, it's not so bad. Gets his rocket jump down to Misty now. And Rufus, or Lurking rather, will be heading through this last bit of spikes. He didn't take any damage through the first part of Misty, so that's looking pretty good. Be locking in his progress at the climb tree, getting that full energy refill, heading into the second part of Misty soon. So Rufus is going through the start. Oh, kind of gets stuck on the roof a little bit there, but gets out, so that's always good. You don't want to get trapped in those branches.
Yeah, kind of an awkward spot up there, but fortunately he managed not to get ruined by it. but it looks like the deficit will have to be around a minute or so, judging by how far along Lurking was as Rufus got out of the Sunstone. But Lurking now taking the slow float back from the third Keystone, nearly getting completely destroyed by that frog shot, but he is decently safe here so far in his play. He's not really made any major mistakes, took 1 damage on the way here so far. Rufus, meanwhile, was able to navigate the first half of Misty, so he is just this kind of half of this back part of Misty behind.
Yeah, and on Lurking Assassin's side of things, you can really see the benefit of 5 health in Misty, because he took a hit and then saved, and now he's at 4 health. So he's going to place another save, a pretty common one at this 4th Keystone, back to full health, and we'll be heading up soon. That just trying to rocket jump on the mortar worm. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, the spikes. Okay, we're alive.
Everything's okay. Maybe. Okay. All right. Whew. And
okay.
Rufus, meanwhile, is navigating the same terrifying sections of Misty, and he does also take some damage and drop a save, so he's down to 1 energy, but back at 5 health. Lurking coming into the mini-boss momentarily, and goodbye.
Yeah, you can see he's really practiced those you know. Okay, I'm done trying to tie this into Final Fantasy VII.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, it's over. So he's got a bit of a lead heading out of Misty here. Rufus has been playing pretty well. Well, I wonder if Rufus is not even going to save at the 4th Keystone. He knows what's up. He's got to use his energy to catch up, because Lurking's not going to hand him this match on a silver platter. He has got to claw his way back into it, but there is progressively less and less time for him to do that, as Lurking now teleporting back to Glades to grab the final skill of the game.
Rufus stopping to pick up that energy, but that is resulting in a visit from the Frankie. He's coming in to join the fight, and Rufus has picked up. Oh boy, he gets rid of the Frankie. Oh my goodness.
Man.
And 1 more mini-boss left. There it goes.
It was, I believe you'll see it in the outro from time to time as it gets played on these Ori streams. It was Lurking who dived to that Frankie coming into the mini-boss in one of the group stage matches. And the Frankie trying to get all up in Rufus's business as well, but he manages to take care of it. Meanwhile, Lurking, tearing up lower black grid, gets the perfect laser cycle on his way in. He'll be doing this last cutscene skip before the grenade tree. Nice quick menu there, and almost 2 grenade. Rufus coming into the teleporter. Roughly, what is this, 50 seconds from the teleporter to the tree, I believe? So
yeah, I think so.
It's quite the lead for Lurking, but you know, the door warp can always get you.
Yeah, it's not outside striking distance, and that's the scary thing for Lurking right now. He does take a little bit of accidental damage there and miss a dash glide, but you know, those things are just kind of offset by the spaghetti that Rufus unfortunately had on the mini boss. So still a very good advantage for Lurking right now, and you know, Rufus is really going to have to hope for some of those mistakes, because well, Rufus is also going to hope for some of his crazy strats like this long save anywhere on controller to help him out a little bit, but it's still possibly going to be too little too late unless something really substantial happens. Oh no!
He's got a save though, right before the boulder.
Wow. That was something.
Very, very, very good save.
Lurking in chat to type, always save there.
Oh,
wow.
Man. That might be a race-winning save right there. If he had gone back to the grenade room, he would have almost tied the race again. So, man, Rufus having the same kind of issue chart jumping out of the top of the grenade room there, eating the spikes like Lurking did. Lurking's going to grab a little bit more energy for his approach to Holy Fields. Rufus is going for this laser cycle. He gets it. He's going for this rocket jump. He gets it. No, he falls into the laser.
Oh, God. That's just the worst, dude. And that, unfortunately, is just going to make it a little bit safer for Lurking. I mean, Lurking is in territory here where he could even just not do the final grenade jump and not have any risk of soft locking his game. He does throw one in here on the way to the horror door and nearly goes into the spike wall. But We have a stat contribution from from the friends in the back, Sigma.
Oh yeah.
Door warp might not be free. Lurking is
Well,
21%
apparently it
on this
is.
trick. Okay, well,
Easy.
could have been not free, but this is Lurking Assassin. He is ready to defeat Rufus. He has almost thrown his final grenade.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he actually managed to throw all 4 grenades throughout this run, though.
Anyway,
So, you might need some extras.
This final escape while Rufus is making his way, still getting to the door of Mount Horu. Lurking not having any problems with door warp, so...
Goodness me.
You alright?
That was a close encounter with an elemental for Rufus there.
No,
The
it's
start of
okay.
Horufield. Okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. He's alive. It's all good.
But final escape, yeah. Lurking is just, he's like halfway through. Oh, that stat for Rufus is rough. But Lurking is able to pull it off first try. Maybe Rufus too. Unfortunately, he still needs Lurking to die in the water here or mess up the grenade jump. And he's got 6 health. Oh boy. That was pretty scary. And he is charge jumping up, and he is not going for the grenade jump. He will just take the victory here by holding right.
That's a really good decision in this case. No matter how consistent you are at grenade jump, you're more consistent at bashing to the finish. Say most people have about a 99.9% success rate with just bashing up those rocks and completing the game.
Yeah, well, sometimes you take a rock to the face and, then it's sad. But Rufus manages to get his door warp, but he's definitely, unfortunately for him, he's definitely far enough behind that he will not be able to win here, even if he does get a grenade jump first try at the end of the escape. So, unfortunately for Rufus, this will be the end for him, and Lurking will be moving on. But in any case, let's enjoy his final escape, as Lurking still has to hold right for a little bit here.
Yeah, we'll see what he goes for here. Tearing through the first couple of rooms, and gets the nice lava pillar cycle there. Saving some energy, of course, for his final grenade jump, but throwing in charge dashes when he can, so we'll see how his fish are looking.
Now Rufus, as a controller player, has the advantage of very nice omnidirectional controller swimming. These are really good fish positions, so he is fine, gets out of the water cleanly, spawns Kuro, and unfortunately gets stomped by a boulder. So if it weren't already the case from the door warp shenanigans that he had lost what we believe could have been PB pace, it definitely would be now. But still very, very good pace from Rufus here.
Yeah, definitely going to be, I think, his best race of the tournament here, barring, some kind of disaster with like 3 minutes of extra grenade jumps at the end. But, that's good stuff. If you're gonna go out, better go out on a high note and beat all of your previous race times. So he's setting up for his last grenade jump now, and he's gonna go for it. We'll see. Was it gonna be 4 grenades? That is the number.
Is having some issues with the inputs, but there it is. He did succeed and will get the skip. Lurking managed to finish up with a 34-44. Looks like Rufus is going to finish up under 2 minutes behind, around a 36-20 something. Or less. I don't know. Times are impossible.
Yeah, I don't know. Add some amount of seconds to his time at some point in the run, and that's his time. So, he'll just be walking right for this last little bit, and we'll get his final time soon. But, man, that was a pretty good race. That early game was crazy, dude.
Yeah, that was incredibly close for a very significant amount of time, and only really once that grotto cycle happened for Lurking did there really start to be any significant deficit for Rufus, and then Lurking was able to carry it the rest of the way, but there were still a lot of times where Rufus really did have an opportunity.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it looks like Lurking is lurking in the on deck channel over there, so I'm gonna pull him in here, and we're gonna give him the old interview.
Let's do it. There he is.
So we are now joined by Lurking Assassin. GG, dude. Congratulations on taking down the win.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, pretty solid overall performance for you. I guess I'll kind of, you know, were there any parts of that particular run that you were really pleased to do well on because you had kind of focused your practice on a specific thing? Or are there any parts that you kind of had wished you'd been able to do better?
I would say the mid game. Like recently, in all my PB runs, like from Ginso Tree up until like Feather, I've just had like a lot of spaghetti. So I'm pretty happy that I had a very solid run through that entire area.
We are also joined by Rufus. Rufus, welcome in. Congrats on finishing up the tournament in style with a really good time of 36-15. And just tell us, as far as your overall goals for this tournament, like, did you accomplish kind of what you were hoping to achieve here, or do you leave with any regrets or anything like that?
Obviously a little regrets going out this early. I didn't really want that to happen, but at the same time, I'm happy with the times I've been able to put up, and I don't know, just gonna keep racing the game even if I'm not in the tournament and get better times.
Dude, heck yeah, don't take another year-long hiatus. Stick around, hang out with us.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, Lurking, going into this match against Rufus, were you, did you have like specific concerns about things that might or might not go well here, or were you concerned about any specific aspect of Rufus's game, and how did that play out over the course of the run?
I mean, honestly, like, I haven't watched much of Rufus's runs in the past, so I didn't really know what to expect from him, so it kind of stressed me a little bit going into that match, but then, like, even watching the restream was probably more of a mistake for me than helping, because I saw him, like, right behind me, and it was just, it kind of made me so nervous the entire time, but, I kept going with it, and as we saw, it was a very close match.
Yeah, I did note that you were able to use the knowledge you had from watching the stream later on. Like, I'm sure that your decision to skip doing a grenade jump at the end was kind of like, well, you're about a minute ahead at that point, and you can definitely lose a minute by soft locking, but you only lose 30 seconds by not doing it.
Yeah, so like the grenade jump was because I saw him doing door work when I was there, so I was like, I'm gonna guarantee a win because a soft lock would probably put him ahead or make us tied, and I didn't want to risk that because I am a little sloppy at the final escape. So I was like, I'm just gonna get out of this and guarantee a win.
Always a good strat in the age of grenade jump. Always, if you can skip the trick and still win the race, that's what matters.
Yeah.
All right, looking forward, your next opponent is Smashy in the round of 48. Smashy, of course, having been knocked down by the Roos's Loose, who will invariably get knocked down by Ronnie. But let's not worry about that. Let's worry about Smashy, your opponent. Now, your seed is 50 and hers is 18, but your PB has changed a lot since even the group stage. What do you think your chances are in that match, and how are you going to approach it?
Honestly, like, I think this game will be very close. Like Smashy is, I would say, a little bit better than me, like, just overall, like, in skills and experience and PB. But, like, we're still very close that I think it would go down to, like, whoever makes more mistakes than whoever plays, rather than who plays better, because we're just so close in skill, I would say.
Well, I can't disagree with that assessment. I think that will definitely be a very impressive match. At the same time, I'm gonna also ask about this is just a fun little question about the other side of the lower bracket. There's the number 34 seed Sully, who of course recently took a loss to Uncle Ronnie to get knocked down, but he, kind of like you, has also massively improved his PBs. What do you think about him, and would you rather get knocked out by Smashy so you don't have to face him, or would you rather go face him and potentially get knocked out yourself? Because
honestly,
Sully's gonna win the tournament.
I would say that's like a double-edged sword, because like Smashy's really good. I'm already like, I'm not expecting to win that match, but like if I do, I'm heading to Sully, who's been improving so insanely fast, and he's been playing so well that It's just I have two like very difficult back-to-back matches if I win. So it's just I don't expect to get out of this, but if I do, then I guess I will face Roos, and that would be exciting.
I'd certainly be looking forward to that match. You managed to bop Roos in F7, so it's time to knock him out of the tournament as well.
Yeah.
Match L14.
I would love
Roos
that.
is lurking. Be there.
Dude, I would love to see that, but I would also love to see the Roos and Smashy rematch. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's tough. This is a very interesting division. That's for sure.
The entire lower bracket right now like has a lot of very close and skills people, and I don't know what to expect out of this. I know like Ronnie will probably get that group, but other than that, like the second place is just so many possibilities.
Yeah, it's a really exciting division.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sigma, you have any final questions for either Lurking or Rufus?
I just want to say GG once again, guys. I don't have a question, but that was a great race to watch. We had a lot of fun with it, and thanks for putting on a good show for us.
Thank you, and GG Rufus.
GG, man.
Yeah, we probably had too much fun with it. You guys will probably
I'm sorry.
to watch it back.
I'm sorry.
I'm excited
I'll say
too.
that now.
Before this ends, I have a question for you guys. I had the restream open, and after I failed key dupe, I saw everyone saying something about commentator's curse.
No, nothing.
So,
No
blame
one,
you guys on that?
definitely nothing happened. No one would ever insist that commentator twice, both in situations where you subsequently immediately make mistakes. That would definitely not happen.
All right, I was just worried that you guys made me lose that insane pace that I had.
No,
Maybe just bring some holy water next time, you know?
See, the problem is you didn't have the sadness status, so you took too much damage. And, you know, that happens. It happens to the best of us. Although you probably have the sadness status afterwards.
You run Ori too long and you just get Fury for Glades, and it's rough.
Oh yeah, that Glades is just very painful.
Oh, God. Okay, well, we enjoy watching it back. I'm sorry. Deeply sorry in every regard, like from start to finish, just sorry.
Alright, it's perfectly fine. I still won. If I lost, then I would have probably blamed you guys instead of myself, but...
No, that's fair. I mean, I would do that too. I mean, really, when you don't win a match, you have to look for, you know, the correct place to direct your blame, right? You can't just misassign your blame, because then you'll never improve. So you have to make sure to blame the commentators, because that's whose fault it actually is. They're the ones holding you back.
Yeah, sometimes it's the game too. It's usually not yourself.
It's never yourself, not usually.
Good point.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. But Sigma, when is our next match coming up?
Well, I mean, we have still an hour till the next match. We could just keep this kind of elongated outro going.
Please
no,
save us.
No? Okay, so it's going to be Halcyon versus Melvin. 1 hour from now, same speed time. Wait, no, different speed time. An hour from now, but the same speed channel. Oh gosh. Okay, so yeah, come back.
Damage as they head through. So, ooh, nice job. And wow, Yoko. Oh,
No,
my
oh no,
goodness.
Yoko. Oh my goodness. Please be careful.
He hasn't taken any like really bad deaths as result, but
Oh no.
no! Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Yeah, true shade. So we're going to see what D2 decides to do. Nice safety save there. And wow, the value from the safety save.
The trick itself requires precisely positioning a frog and managing your XP, but because that can happen, because that froggy has a chair and it can stomp it right on your tiny little head.
Oh god, Melvin, get out of there!
Holy crap, the recovery from that. Like, it's deceptive. Ooh, deceptively difficult. Rufus, so
Holy
close.
crap, Rufus.
Oh.
Oh god.
Fix it.
And what is happening now?
I don't know.
Oh, Monkey's shot going through.
Oh, he's missed the double bash though. He's gonna go back up. Monkey's shots are phasing everywhere. I hope he does not get that on the upper one. Jesus, broken into swamp.
Oh, Monkley getting hit by the shot.
Subtle that Terra did. Oh, missing that, but he's got the backup. That's okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Okay, try again. Just this time you can get to the platform.
What you've seen from runners like Lucidus, Uncle Ronnie, and Eviona so far in the tournament, and oh wow,
Damn.
I do not know how he survived.
Both runners getting that 5th.
Oh, Randomson had a really... Wow, what a nice backup, though. Randomson had trouble with the first spider shot, but now it's basically tied.
Go stomp the rocks. And oh,
Fluffy,
I
what
didn't know you could do that. Can you really just keep moving and skip that cutscene?
Oh god, Ori's in the air! Hello!
Oh no. Oh, Frankie. Frankie, please go away. Oh, that is so
no.
painful.
Oh, this is a party. Luckily, he does have a sickness.
Yeah. Oh, mini boss not quite going according to plan. Melvin's gonna go with the stomp spam. Keep that frog away. Get out of here. Don't hit me with your chair. He says he gets through it okay, and we'll be just finishing up Misty.
The section is really difficult with the 5 health. Alright, he gets the bash off of the fish. So yeah, he gets through, but upcoming here is...
He's spawned Crow!
Oh, he died! Death! Richard is in the lead. No, they're tied. Richard just died as well.
What?
This is literally synced in the final escape, guys. Unbelievable.
They both stopped the thing together. Okay.
Each one of those grenades costs 1. He's got 1 left. That's enough for 2 grenade jump attempts. If he keeps missing in that particular way, he's got 1 chance left.
One more.
And he gets it! The
First
clutch.
try, and well, not first try, but you know what? First try.
We'll call it first try.